Well, today I am working on the XS Cafe, and I'm working on the brakes, and kind of forgot to bring you along, but I'm trying to get these pistons out. I got one out with air, so I'm going to clean this part up, and then I'm going to move and try to get this one out with air. They're stuck in there pretty good, but I do believe they're salvageable. This is the one that I'm going to use on there. It is the one for the right side, because you can always tell because the bleeder's up top. The bleeder has to be on the top for these. So just gonna bring you along on this one. It still froze up pretty good. There, I got the piston. They're really not in that bad a shape. They just, they've been sitting with fluid in them, so they need clean. This out. It's a double ring in here. That's interesting. Come on. This is why you take those out. Can you see all the crusty buildup in there? That all needs cleaned up. These need cleaned up, and then it goes back together. Yuck. Yes. So I got to get in there and clean it out. I got to get in there and clean that. I'm just going to use a nylon brush. Toothbrush would work. I was actually thinking I was going to grab one, but I found this. I always keep some cheap toothbrushes out here for cleaning purposes. Scrub that crud out. Little tip, if you're going to paint them after you get done doing this. Got ahead of myself, got them all sprayed up nice and pretty. And the brake clean eats the paint off, so. So the nylon brush wasn't working very well, so I just got it's a really tiny flat blade screwdriver, and I'm just scraping in there. I'm trying not to dig, trying not to gouge, just trying to get some of that off, because that nylon brush was not pulling a lot of this off. It did some, but it's just caked on really bad. I'd like to get it all off. You just push, you don't dig with it. That's pretty good. Now that I've transferred the paint from the actual caliper body to my fingers, it's much better. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see, but it is a lot cleaner in there. And I got to put it back together. If they're brittle or cracking, then replace them. This one doesn't look too bad. It'll hold up for a while. Didn't really feel like it needed to be replaced. It's still really pliable, and it doesn't have any parts of it eaten away from the brake fluid, so it's going back in. When you put them back in, you just got to try not to let them get twisted. There, snap. There we go. There's one. This one's still real flexible and pliable too. This one's got a groove on the inside, so when I pulled it out, I noticed that, so want to make sure that it goes back in. It could get twisted around, but you want to make sure it goes back in how it came out. Oh, I know what that's for. They used to put a boot over the top of the piston, and it would sit on here with a snap ring. I don't have any of those type of. So this is like a dust boot, is what this outer ring is dust. The inner one's a seal, this one's a dust. Interesting. I'd not seen one like this before. About 30 degrees outside, and it's only like 48 in here maybe. I was only going to be out here for the day, so I didn't really crank the heat. Brake clean is really super cold when it comes out, so my fingers are really super cold right now. I always take some brake fluid and use that to lube this up, because that's what's going to be on there. I use my pinky because it's generally the cleanest. This acts as a lubricant, and it really is. To me it makes sense because that's what it's sitting in. So it is what's going to be used as its lubricant to slide once it starts functioning. Yeah, I think I got her twisted in there. Yeah, that one twisted pretty good too. You should be able to just push it down in there. It really should pop right down in there very easily. This one's being a bugger. Get it twisted. Yeah, I know. Vice grips. They are pretty handy though. I think my dust seal was a little bit high on that side. It was binding up, which that could be what was binding it up. It might be something else. Get it twisted. Never had to do that before. I just tapped around till it got past that hard point and then hit the center and it went all the way down. So we're gonna hit it with some more air and try to get this one to pop out. The issue now is going to be to get the other one to pop out and have that one stay in. So I'm just gonna clamp this, and this is the only clamp I really have. So this is the one I just worked on, so I'm trying to keep this one from blowing out, and I got to get this one to move now. So I think that will hold this one in. I'll just have to keep an eye on it. I have enough clearance where this one will at least start pushing out. Well, that didn't work. This is what I'm doing. I'm putting this tire nozzle over the inlet, just putting air to it. It probably would work better if you've got one of those little rubber things for the end of your air nozzle, because then you're putting the full forces. On mine it has to go through the valve, and so it's probably not putting enough in there to pop it. Always seal it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just blow the clean through this and possibly maybe fill it with WD-40. I don't know. Making it up as I go. Putting brake clean through it, it's coming through clear, but this piston's still locked up in there. Brake fluid is incredibly sticky and gross to clean up. So if I am not using it, I put the cap on it, because I don't like cleaning it up. I don't like it on my fingers. I hate sticky stuff on my fingers. Brake fluid is one of those things that I just don't like working with. It's just sticky and caustic and ruin everything it touches. Sticky, messy, but it's a necessary evil because it's what makes your vehicle stop. I'm going to shoot some of this down in there, see what happens. Oh, it's coming out there. Alright. Damage that piston. I got another set of calipers here, so... Oh! Let's see, let's try that. Got another set of calipers. Can't get this one out. See if you can get this one out, dummy. See what happens. I'm making do with tools today because Topper Dodge shop truck is over at the Homer Road sales lot, because that was the closest place to take it after the wheel bearing gave out on it, and I when I went over there to fix, there are no tools over there, no mechanics tools, so I took everything that I thought I might need because I'd never done it before. And I still didn't have tools I needed, so I'm gonna bring that over here. See the magic. Fantastic. All right, I got this side clamped because this is the side that was coming out. There is space in there so that the piston can slide out. It can at least start. And this is my last hope of getting it this way. We'll see. So I'm just holding there over there. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Yes! You there? Got her. I can get it from there. I can finagle it out. Did I squirt WD in that one? Don't remember. Yay! The Yamaha will have brakes. Alrighty, look at that crust in that one. Nice, huh? So some of you might argue with me that using vice grips on this is not the best idea, and I would agree with you that it is not the best way to do this. But if you look at where I have it clamped, it actually clamps down on the very outside lip of this. And if you look at the dirt ring on here, that's not even in the path of travel, so I'm not scarring the path of travel at all with my vice grips. It's on the outside that is not even going into that at all anywhere. Not even catching on the dust lip. So by using vice grips, it isn't an ideal way to do that, but it is a way to do that. Don't be afraid to do that. Just be really careful with where you grab because you don't want to score this down here, but up here isn't as big of a concern. See, there's a little bit right there. I probably can't see it on the camera. A little bit right there. I can see that was where the vice grips probably grabbed it. And 180 degrees off, there's another one. Real light, not in the path of travel at all. So not concerned with grabbing this with vice grips in the manner that I did it, because really it was like this tooth right here. It wasn't even on the pad, and it wasn't down here in the grip of it either. So like I say, if you're going to use vice grips on it, just be really careful of where you're grabbing. On here, try not to move it this way or in any way that's going to make those teeth on those jaws move. You want to try to hold it flat even with that and pull with that. The other one was dirty. This one has crust in it. It's pretty gross. Yuck. Yuck. Again, anytime I'm using a screwdriver, I'm just pushing, I'm just dragging, I'm just moving product or gunk in there. I'm not digging, I'm not jabbing. Got a little scared on that one. I thought I stuck it right through there. So again, knowing that these rubber O-rings are going to be encrusted in there, just pull gently. Don't give it a big yank. Don't need to. And just be real careful with anything that you get in there with a pick or a screwdriver to work it out. That one popped right out pretty easy. This dust ring, as I'm calling it, was a little crustier than the other one. Now we can open the brake fluid again. Lube that up in there just a little bit. Woo, woohoo, look at there. Didn't need the hammer on that one. How cool is that? Use my Kmart wrench. Some of you are like, what? What's Kmart? See, it says Kmart. Chrome alloy. Probably wasn't even old enough to drive when I bought those. Again, put the cap back on the brake fluid so you don't spill it all over everything. Wow, that's a 48-minute video? Wow. So I think that's all I'm going to do on this section of the video. I don't know how I'm going to edit it down, but it will be edited down because that's showing 48 minutes, which is a really long time. There's a lot of dead space, a lot of nothing in there. So I'll get that edited down. I don't know if I'm going to add anything to it because I don't think I'm going to do anything other than maybe bolt it to the bike today. What I did get done today is I got the pistons moving in both sides of the caliper. So they're moving, and once I get it hooked up and bled out, they should function perfectly. That's all I got for today. So I think I'm going to wrap the video up with this, and this is something that I had not anticipated happening. What I did was I took the back off of the left side and put it on the right side caliper, and that is this caliper. And then I look at trying to figure out how to mount this thing and how it's supposed to go on there, and nothing's working out. And I'm like, it should fit on there. It was on there before. And I got thinking that maybe this piece is different than this piece. And it is. So you cannot take a back from the left side and put it on the right side and vice versa and have them work. This is a right side caliper and a left side caliper, and you cannot intermix these pieces. So what I have to do now is take this one and try to get that piston freed up in there that was not freeing up, that caused me to pick this one up in the first place. And that's what I'm going to be doing next, but not today because it's getting late, and I think I'm done for the day. I'm going to close this video out. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm just kind of going to put it up there, and the next time I come back, maybe I'll be bleeding brakes out. So for today, I'm signing off. Make sure you like and share and subscribe to the video. And if you get out riding, ride safe.